All right, traders, the green streak continues. Within tonight's lesson, I'm going to show you step by step the 30-minute candlestick trading strategy that I use to buy call options on the exact lows on the SPY today. I'm going to be walking you through this unique trading strategy that I've developed, and it's going to show you how I was able to buy call options on the exact lows for the SPY. So in terms of Trader Society, as always, I alerted my team in real time. As you could see, this was the trade alert that I sent out to my team. And in terms of that trade alert, it was at 1:06 p.m. and it said, let's buy 491 SPY calls at 56 cents. Those calls ended up going up over 100%. With that being said, I ended up making an average of like 35% profit return on that day. And as you can see, green remains a choice. We had plenty of people buy the lows with me. So how was I able to buy the call options at the exact lows? I'm going to walk you through this trading strategy, man. Sometimes you just have to hop on here and just let these bitches know that they ain't fucking shit, man. Because at the end of the day, I don't see a single person doing it like me except my fucking boy G-Roar, man. This fucking guy, this is the program that I invited you to yesterday. Take a look at the trade that he fucking made today. This guy ended up buying 492 SPY calls for 30 cents, and they quickly ran up to 54 cents, man. So the green streak continues both way. Team Roar is an official partner of Trader Society. Big shout out to G-Roar for absolutely crushing it on the day. But let's get into the low of day. So in terms of the low of day, man, let's get into this. How was I able to buy call options at the exact low of day? Well, as you can see, I'm looking at the 30-minute chart, and in terms of the SPY, this is what I want to bring awareness to. So if you were to compare this red bearish candlestick right here and this red bearish candlestick right here, I think we can agree that they look very similar. And in terms of measuring the overall move on the 30 minutes and the price action of the move they both had, very, very similar. They basically topped out at the exact same highs and the exact same lows. So what happens on the next 30-minute candlestick? In terms of what happens on the next 30-minute candlestick, you can see the SPY forms this trend reversal double bottom candlestick, right? So it forms this trend reversal, candlestick. The only difference was it didn't bottom right here like it did last time, but it ended up bottoming towards this key support. So when I noticed this 30-minute pattern, it was basically telling me that the SPY formed this big red bearish candlestick, and then it started to bottom towards the previous 30-minute candle lows. And then I can see right here, it's the same exact situation in terms of the pattern. It looks nearly identical. The only difference is it didn't bottom exactly at the previous 30-minute lows like it did right here. But I looked at it as a situation where that's even better for history to potentially repeat itself and to have a big spike because it's even more oversold. It's an even better opportunity to buy calls, and it's even more oversold. So with that being said, when I noticed this 30-minute pattern, I told myself, when this 30-minute candlestick closes like this, the next 30 minutes is going to be overall bullish. So I'm going to want to buy calls for that high of day retest, for that history, for that pattern to repeat itself. So in terms of, where did the SPY bottom? In terms of that pattern, it bottomed towards the lows of that 30-minute candlestick. You can see it bottom towards the lows of that 30-minute candlestick. So once I had identified that particular pattern, my game plan was to buy calls when this 30-minute candlestick closed, and I wanted to buy those calls towards the lows of that previous 30-minute, basically towards the lows of this wick, because that's where it bottomed out last time before it went super bullish. And then as you could see, that exact pattern that I just showed you repeated itself. You can see the SPY ended up bottoming towards that exact lows of the wick, just like it did last time. It bottomed towards the exact lows of the wick. So once I noticed that the SPY was testing the lows of this 30-minute candlestick, I was anticipating a very bullish, strong 30-minute closing overall trend to start to retest those highs, And then you could see history repeat itself in a very similar cycle. So that's how I was able to buy call options towards the exact lows using the 30-minute chart. And in terms of, being able to confirm on when the trend's going to shift using the 1-minute chart, if you were to break it down, once you see resistance levels, so in terms of the SPY, it was bottoming towards that previous 30-minute wick, which is very, very bullish. I was buying calls literally at the low of day. Take a look at this alert, man. This is fucking crazy because at the end of the day, you're not going to see anybody do it like me or do it like fucking G-War. I trained with the fucking best, and you could just see right here, man, I don't see a single person out here. If we just go to the alert section, you're going to visually see that I bought these calls at 1:06 p.m. And if we go to 1:06 p.m., you're going to see right here, 1:06 p.m., when the volume is at its fucking highs on the day, it was the exact lows on the day. As soon as I bought those calls, the SPY started skyrocketing and it reversed instantly. You know, people think it's by accident, but I told them, man, I'm backed by an organization where people who are following my trades are worth 7, 8, and 9 fucking figures. So, yeah, the market, it's a very fair fucking place. Having a private organization doesn't matter at all. Having a, education doesn't matter at all. No, none of that stuff matters at all. Good luck out there on your own if you're not surrounded by the right private organization. And at the end of the day, if you want to learn how to trade, you have to fucking trade and you have to experience it. So I tell people, why not trade with the fucking best? I gave him the opportunity to join Team Roar yesterday, and if you took advantage of it, you should already be green within that situation because he absolutely crushed it today. But anyways, in terms of the overall situation, you can see right here, this is resistance. Once the SPY breaks above this resistance and it forms a floor and it forms a floor and it forming these bottom bullish wicks above this previous resistance, once you see that 1 minute trend start to flip, that's when you know it's going to go super bullish, and then it consistently breaks out, and then you could see it ends up forming a higher floor than the previous overall resistance. But me personally, I prefer to buy at the exact lows, and I'm able to do that because I use the 30-minute chart. I didn't wait for it to flip bullish on the 1 minute chart. That's just confirmation that you can use in terms of to instill confidence and hold, and also add into a green confirmation. So, yeah, that was the overall trade recap. That's how I was able to buy call options at the exact lows. Like I said, we don't see a single fucking guy doing it the way we fucking do it within the overall markets. So that's my overall analysis. That's my overall recap within the SPY. We will continue to use the 30-minute chart to consistently make money within the stock market. So that's my overall analysis. That's the overall recap on the day. Now, if you do want to join Team Roar, this is the offer that we have available for you right now. Within time, Trader Society is going to be reopening up. In terms of Team Roar, the main purpose of the program is to follow trade alerts. So if you're interested in following option trade alerts, and in terms of the option trade alerts, these are going to be cheap, far out of the money option contracts that are expected to sell deep in the money with a 95% win rate. You will get access to the real-time option trade alerts. You will get access to the Roar chat, where you can chat with G-Roar himself in the community, the Team Roar as well. So like I said, Team Roar is an official partner of Trader Society, and if you do want to join the program, it is the first link down below within the description. We will absolutely crush it tomorrow. Now, if you excuse me, I have to get back to my private organization of Trader Society and Team Roar.